I spent £50,000 on a home I don't fully own. And yes, this is quite confusing, but my house is shared ownership. My £50,000 was the deposit for my share. So I've been getting quite a lot of questions recently about how I'm able to afford to live in my home on my own. But the answer is pretty simple, as I use shared ownership to purchase my home. I bought 40% share of the entire home, and my share was valued at £120,000. So my £50,000 left me with a £60,000 mortgage. And if you're questioning why I didn't buy a normal house off the market, to be honest, it just wasn't feasible and I just couldn't do it. Believing a doer-upper is easier to afford as the house value might be less isn't still achievable. When buying a house on your own, they really take into account that you have to cover for 2 people and be able to cover all of the bills. So the affordability rate that mortgage advisors will look at decreases rapidly. So as I brought my home completely on my own, the only way that I could get onto the housing market was with shared ownership. Yes, the dream was always to buy a full house from the property ladder and go and have all the different house viewings, but I didn't. I decided to buy a house from a sketch. The first time I went into my home was actually the day I owned it. So before I agreed to buy, I didn't see any pictures and I definitely didn't have any viewings, and my house didn't even exist. So yeah, paying £50,000 for something that I hadn't even seen yet was a big gamble, but it was well worth it if it was the only way I could buy a house on my own. I wouldn't go back and change my decision. I'd still pay exactly the same money because it gives me the life and the freedom that I wanted. And at least I'm not paying rent and I'm building my own equity. So if you want to find out more, remember to follow along.